When I first saw this house, it seemed perfect. Old but sturdy, with a garden that could be restored and a large basement for storage. I didn't believe the rumors. They said the house had been empty for too long, that the previous owners left in a hurry, and some even whispered about strange noises at night. I just laughed it off. People love scary stories, especially in small villages like this. I settled in quickly. The first few days were peaceful. I enjoyed the solitude, did some repairs, and worked on the garden. But on my first night after moving in, I had a strange dream. I stood in the hallway of the house, surrounded by complete darkness. In the distance, I heard crying, muffled, sorrowful, as if someone was calling for me. I walked toward the sound, but it kept moving away, disappearing behind doors until, finally, I stood in front of the basement. The door creaked open slowly, and the darkness inside swallowed me. I woke up drenched in sweat. The clock read 3:15 a.m. My heart was pounding. I tried to fall back asleep, but sleep never came. I convinced myself it was just stress, exhaustion from the move. But the next night brought another nightmare. This time, I saw myself sitting on my bed. The room was lit, but the shadows on the walls moved on their own, as if they were alive. Suddenly, one of them stretched and reached for me. I wanted to scream but couldn't. The shadow came closer, and I felt its icy touch. That's when I woke up. Again, 3:15 a.m. I started noticing strange things while awake. Objects disappeared and reappeared in unexpected places. Doors shut on their own. But the scariest thing began with the basement. One evening, while checking the lock on the basement door, I heard a sound. It wasn't just the creaking of old wood. It was breathing. Slow, heavy, barely audible, but definitely not mine. I froze. I wanted to believe it was my imagination, but the sound didn't stop. It was coming from deep within the basement. I tried peering into the darkness, but the light wouldn't penetrate more than a few feet. It felt like the darkness was alive, waiting for me. I slammed the door shut and locked it. That night, the crying returned. It was louder. No longer just a distant whisper but a long, drawn-out moan, coming from directly beneath my bedroom floor. I stayed awake until dawn. The next day, I decided to investigate the basement. With a flashlight in hand, I stepped down. Silence. But I felt like someone was watching me. When my flashlight illuminated the far wall, I saw a door. I was certain it hadn't been there before. Old wood, covered in deep scratches, with a rusty handle, as if someone had desperately tried to open it, or keep it shut. I took a step forward. The door jerked. It didn't open, it jerked, as if someone was on the other side. A cold shiver ran down my spine. I bolted back up, slammed the basement door, and never went down again. But the house wasn't going to let me go. At night, I heard footsteps in the hallway. In the mirror, I saw shadows moving without cause. And one night, I woke up to find the basement door open. I packed my things and decided to leave. At dawn, as soon as the sun rose, I stepped outside. But as I reached the gate, a wave of panic washed over me. Someone was watching me. I turned. At the bedroom window, the one I had just left, stood a dark figure. I ran into the forest, as far away as possible. When I returned with the police, the house was empty. No signs of an intruder, no evidence of anyone else being there. The basement was filled with dirt, as if it had never existed. The officers shrugged it off, thinking I imagined it all. But I know it was real. Because as I drove away, I heard that crying again. And now, it haunts me even in my sleep. I am trapped forever.